Welcome to this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have Audrye Arbe. She is a transformation catalyst, diversity expander, while clairvoyance books, online courses, and so many other things. Welcome to the show, Audrey.
Thank you so much, AJ. Hi, everybody. Good morning from my end. Good evening from your other end. Many blessings. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Audrey. You are welcome to the show. You are welcome to India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to discuss. We'll be talking about genetic karmic patterning and success. But my first question to you is to understand, Audrey, you talk about Om art, there is this Om sign, a lot of things, we in India consider those as very sacred, very special. So I want to understand for this part, how did you come across this part of the things that you do?
Well, I've been meditating on and off for many years. Okay. And in doing the meditation, and I'm on and off with doing yoga. And I'm from New York. I now live in Costa Rica. You might be hearing some of the birds or the monkeys or whatever. This is Costa Rica. And so I've seen the sign, the depiction of the Om. And it's all right. Om is my way if I'm going to make the sound of the Om. And I've been places where they spoke in the language of India, okay, which is not my language, English, some Spanish, some French is about what I could manage. And when I began drawing, and I did not know I had any talent, so I meditated first and I followed the guidance that my guides give me. I have learned to follow the guidance, okay? And I'd start with an Om. I'd meditate first. I'd lift my frequency first, okay? Then I'd make an Om, and I'd make like a design. I'd kind of go into this zone, this uplifted zone. And then before I began painting, I had never held a paintbrush. Well, maybe as a child. This will give you a sense of it. This is I made this book for kids. What if you are and life is miraculous? I've discovered adults love it. And when I first began drawing, you see this black and white? This is what they were. These all started with an Om, all of them, every last one of them. And then they turned into these things, and I'd look at them, and afterwards, honestly, and I still ask this, who did this? And I'm very much involved. And when I paint, not the stones are different because now I'm making what I call frequency stones, or in Spanish, piedras preciosas. But when I make paintings, and the biggest ones I've made so far are 5 feet by 3 feet, and they're taller than I am because I'm not quite 5 feet. It would start with an Om, and then I would make like a pattern. I would go into the zone, and then I would start to paint. Not all in one day. Paint has to dry, even acrylics. You can't, or else it's a mess. And that's how it started. And because I do meditate, every day I'm doing breathing attunements, every single day. And if you hear that sound, that's the rain. I don't know if you can hear it. And if it gets heavy, I'm going to close these windows. And it helps keep me and any of my clients and people I know centered. And do we need that in this day and age? A lot. I'll state something I'm sure you know. We're at a time of massive change. We're at a time when things not only need to shift, but they are shifting. And for us to stay centered in our core, we have to do some kind of practice, whatever one does. I do breathing attunements and prayer. And to me, the universe, I asked a lot of questions since I'm a kid. I'm a born mystic intuitive, and I've not been like regular. I'm just not. Um, and I always wanted to know, who are we? Who are we? Who am I? What are you? What is this thing called life? So I've done my own exploration of it, and meditation, breathing attunements, prayer, and to me, prayer is speaking with the all in all that we, all of us, everything is part of. Everything is part of. Even things I don't like certain insects, which is not my ultra favorite thing. And you have to deal with them in Costa Rica and all of that. But that's how it started. So I actually, I'm not going to stand on this couch, but there's an ohm up in the window. Let me see if I could show you. Can you see it over there? Anyway,
Yes, yes.
so I live with them.
Wonderful, wonderful. Why is Om so important to you? Why? What do you understand about Om? How do you explain people about Om?
Well, as I understand it, when I was studying yoga, and this was not my knowledge, okay, that I was told it is the primal sound of the universe. I won't sing it for you again, okay? And that it helps open us up. What I do know, because I've been in groups where we chanted, I'm not doing that right now, but I've been in groups where we were all chanting Om and other things. I have been to these things and satsang and stuff like that. I've been. And it aligns us. It helps us align our energy. And that is critically important. I know myself, I'm born under the sun sign of Cancer, whether in Vedic astrology or in Western astrology. I'm still born under the sun sign of Cancer. And if anyone knows anything about that sign, we are sensitive, we are empathic, and we are emotional. And so, because my emotionals have a huge range, I'm not just, I'm like huge. It was important that I know how to be centered, or my own emotions could whip me around every which way. And one of the most important things I read years ago, and I don't recall the author, I would tell you, that these two sentences or whatever changed my life. And it said, Cancerians think they are their emotions. When they learn that they have them, their life can change. When I read that, my life changed, because I really, really had thought at the time that I was my emotions. And when I learned that I have them, that made a big difference, that I am a being of light. We all are, by the way. Everyone, nobody's born in sin. That doesn't exist. I'm sorry if somebody have whatever your belief system is. I'm giving you mine. Um, Everyone is capable, and it's in us to raise our frequency higher and higher and higher. That's what we're born for. That's what's happening on the earth now. It may look like a lot of discordancy, and I'm not going to pick blah, 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 blah. It's pretty obvious a lot of what's going on. It's important for each of us individually to do what we can to align ourselves and to upraise our frequency. I meditate every day, and I do it mainly with breathing attunements and centering and all that. And I think now I'll start doing the ohms again, now that you're ringing, because I used to. And I will start doing that. I will do the sounding. If people don't know this, when you sing, when you make certain sounds, you literally change your frequency. You literally change your brain patterns. And with beauty, I'm an artist, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a lot of things, okay? I'm a person, more or less, on her own journey to evolve. And that goes on forever and ever, whatever that might mean. Whether you look at timelines and whatever your belief system is, it doesn't end. So that's part of what Om is. When I paint, okay, see, here are some of what I call my frequency stones. I'm in Costa Rica, so we have rocks. And it's easier for me to get hold of rocks than it is to get canvas. So I have paintings. They're in the States. You can get them. Okay. And I have a few small ones here. And I have frequency stones, but I meditate first. I raise my frequency first. Before I write, I do that also. Before I did this podcast, I did that also. Okay. So anyone who thinks that, quote unquote, you're so busy, you don't have time for this, you especially need this. Take out, create at least 10 minutes. Start with 5 even before you start your day. Because once you start your day, you're in it. Even if you're still in bed before you've gone to the bathroom, take care of that, the biological necessity. Do some breathing attunements. And if I may, I'll teach one now. It's called the
Yes.
lifting process.
Yes,
I
please.
learned, yeah, I learned it from Patricia Hayes when I was studying the clairvoyant healing arts. At the time, it was in the Patricia Hayes School of Inner Sense Development, the Arthur Ford School of Mediumship. Now it's Delphi University in Georgia. So I'm going to teach you this. This is so funny. I take off. I'm not wearing a lot of jewelry, just some little earrings. But the minute I start lifting my frequency, anything stuff that starts buzzing, and so it gets in my way. I love these things, but watch, they're gonna. Okay. So I'm going to first lift my frequency, and because I am an energy healer, it's easy for me to do this. I will send some energy. It's only going to help you, so understand that. Then I'm going to guide you, and this is simple, 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 simple. What I'm going to say for you and what you can say when you do it on your own, and you allow this, you don't make it happen, you don't force, you don't push, you allow, is you're getting higher and higher, freer and freer, lighter and lighter, higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer. So first I'm going to take a moment and lift my frequency because I'm talking now and I want it to go higher. Then I'm going to send some healing energy because I just love doing that. And then we'll do part of that. Now I'm going to keep this fairly short. When you do it on your own, you can take more time with it. It's totally up to you. And just notice however you feel right now, and we'll see how you feel afterwards. It's up to you to discern the difference. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment. Breathe in healing golden light into your heart. Hold and gently release, let go. Breathe in fuchsia light through your whole being, through every aspect of who you are. Hold and release, let go. Breathe in calming, soft, blue light in every aspect of your being, your body, your mind, your thoughts, your soul, your emotions, your frequency. And let go. Now allow yourself to know you're a being of light, of beauty, of peace, of brilliance. And you're getting higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer. Higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer. Allow this to happen. I'm going to drink some water. It's a special kind of water. Allow this. You're protected. You're blessed. You're energized. You're prosperous. You're creative. You're getting higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer, higher, lighter, freer. Now, you can stay in this frequency here and float about. You can send this healing energy to any part of your being that you choose. You are safe. You are safe. You're the walking embodiment of peace, light, love, and energy. You are vital. Higher, lighter, freer. Allow your being, your home, your environment to be filled with this. You have that power and that ability. And if you choose, you can send it to the world, to people you love who would allow this. My friends, my clients always say, anything you want to send, send. So I have permission. Get permission. Allow us again to get higher and lighter and freer. Now I shall be silent for a few moments so you can experience yourself in this silence. You may begin coming back into your body as you allow yourself to be higher, lighter, and freer. You may slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Slowly begin to move your hands on your wrists. You can slowly, gently, and lovingly begin to move your body. Pat your legs. And as you feel ready, in a gentle, gentle manner, when your head is upright on your neck and you're facing forward, you may slowly, slowly begin to open your eyes. And when you feel ready to speak, you may state how you feel. So I will ask, and when you feel ready, if you have something to write with or a recording device or whatever, how do you feel?
Yeah. Is that a question for me, Audrey?
Yes.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. It feels connected, and it feels a much more lighter.
And this was only a few minutes.
Right.
So I recommend this. This is my favorite. I know a lot of breathing attunements, a lot. Okay, and the guides are forever giving me new ones. Okay, this one's my favorite because simple, simple, simple. You can do it as long as you want. I've gotten into it really and done stuff. And you use it, I use it at the beginning of the day. If, say, you have an important meeting about whatever it might be, do this before the meeting so you're in your centered space. I would love to see people in, I'm quote unquote seemingly important positions, whether governmental, whatever it might be. I'm an artist. I'm a lot of things. Okay, we all are, and it's part of what helps me and all the clients, or anybody I've taught becomes a client. Okay, whomever it might be, we all grow. And by the way, when you keep doing this, your talents, your abilities will grow. Your mind, your brain will start to open up. You'll clear, let's call it brain fog, clutter, stuff like that. In fact, before you might go to clean out your house or your closet or your drawers, something some people keep impeccably, some others have to clear out clutter, whatever it might be, it helps you get centered to do this. Then take pauses, congratulate yourself of what you've done, and then continue till you've done that segment that time. But yeah,
Right.
this is a
Right,
gift.
Audrey. So, what do we call this if we have to name this particular thing?
The lifting process. This is
Okay.
called the lifting process. The higher and higher, lighter and lighter, freer and freer. I actually have it on my website, Audrey Now,
Okay.
AudryeNow.com. On the homepage, I think it's the homepage where I list a bunch of stuff, or it's somewhere in there. I'm sorry, I have other people doing this for me. Um, I'm not the techie lady. Okay, I can do a little bit of tech, and somewhere in one of the little things that I speak on, it'll say the lifting process or breathing attunement. Click it and it'll guide you. And now that we
Wonderful.
have this on AJ's show, you can listen to it over and over and over and over again and do it over and over and over again. Then you'll get to the point where you can do it all on your own. You won't need me. I'm not required for you to do this. You are required for you to do this. And if you want any help or support from me, contact me.
Of course, you will certainly be required. People always need that, correction or to a guru, as you say. Guru is always required
Oh,
wherever.
that's, yeah. I
Yeah.
also want to say this. I have to listen to the guides, okay? And they're telling, okay, there are some people who, oh, now my hair looks purple again. Okay. Okay. There are some people who get concerned about going through the years in life. And I've heard some people say that your best years are in your 20s. Well, I enjoyed my 20s, that is for sure. Okay. And it was a time of massive change when I was in my 20s, but it is for anyone because it's 20s. However, if you really take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, nutritionally, in many ways, going through the years actually can be fun. Will there be challenge? My life has certainly had challenge. It still does. I'd love to say I'm immune and that I just slide through them, but doing this and keeping yourself as healthy as you can makes it truly an adventure. Could be very peaceful, but it's an adventure. It's exploration. That's what life is. It's an exploration in consciousness and in abilities. And so those people who might be nervous about getting older and all that, yeah, you'll look different. My body now, cute as I may be, and I'm 4'10", so people tell me how cute I am. Okay, because I'm smaller than the average person in the United States, and I'm in Costa Rica now, so even still, there's nothing wrong with it. And the more one embraces it, the more we change what it means to be going through the years. I have the same vigor and energy I had when I was younger. In fact, I have more now than when I was 14, because when I was 14, I was straight up, I was a little more overweight. My breasts were out to here. I was very big there. I had breast reduction surgery when I was 17 because I was humongous. I'm still, I have all that I need, but I was beyond. And so now, all right, they're saying I need to say this. So now, as I move through my 8th decade, I still have that energy. You can too. This is not about me. This is about you. And there are some people who think, "Ugh, you don't have to get that way." I'm not saying stuff doesn't happen. Stuff happens. If we don't process it, if we refuse to deal with any of our emotional whatnot, I have the term, the guides gave me genetic karmic patterning. They gave me that, God, years ago. Years ago. I call it GKP. And that is the accumulation of whatever you may have inherited from your antecedents, your biological predecessors, as well as, now, if you don't like some of my language, just deal, toss it aside, but I'll use the language I use because it's the language I use. Whether it's past lives, future possibilities, whether you were in other domains, whether you were in beings from other planets, whatever you may have been, okay, that energetic frequency is still part of you unless you start clearing and cleansing it out. And some of it is wonderful, it's talent. Some of it is, ugh, you don't want it, don't need it. Look at your own family. I mean, I have my family to look at. So, and notice any patterns and which ones you might notice within yourself. And do you really want that? Is it something positive? Is something yuck? There are ways to cleanse that. And it's one thing to just do affirmation, which I definitely do affirmation, but it's also energy frequency work is required. And I am someone that people come to. I go to other people if I need it. Okay. This isn't like one person do all. No. And especially now, we really are entering the age of Aquarius. And we are doing this podcast today when Pluto has just gone into Aquarius yesterday. Okay, the sun just went into Aquarius. Can you see me? There's a conjunction of that. Later on in the month, we're going to have Venus and Mars. Also, this is an intense time for change and freedom. Now, it could happen for anyone, but when you participate in it, when you actively take steps internally and externally, it'll happen more so. So, is this a time of change? Yes. Yes. Is anyone immune? No, we're all part of it. We are all connected. I remember years ago, I'm a born, whatever you want to call me, mystic, intuitive, psychic, clairvoyant, goddess, whatever you want to call me, okay? Woman, exploring life, all of that. I just know this, that everything is connected. Years ago, my former spouse asked me, how did I know that? How could I explain it? I didn't know how to explain it. Now, if you really want the explanation on detail from physics, go to Nassim Haramein and go to his course. It's free, okay? ResonanceScience.org, ResonanceScience, science.org, and take it. I don't get paid for this, okay? I'm not, okay? So, and is it easy? I don't think it's easy. Okay, I read through the first one. Now they did the second. I am plowing through that. I'm almost done, not quite. And now I understand they're going to rewrite it for people like me who are not physicists. I'm a metaphysicist. But a physicist, no. And some of the language is different for those of us that may not be physicists, but I get it. And they will explain it in detail if that's what you need to understand. Everything is connected. The universe, I am part of it. You are part of it. AJ is part of it. Everything is part of it. It isn't out there. It's all of us. So we're connected to everything. That gives huge freedom. So.
Right, Audrey. So when you say everything is connected, how should one understand it? If everything is connected, then why is it that someone is so rich, someone is so poor? Why don't their money come to me? Because everything is connected. Why do I feel the connection? Why does the rich person does not feel that connection? What does this connection mean? And how is it related to, genetic karmic patterning? How is it that some people, in spite of whatever the situation, in spite of all the problems of the world, are very happy. Some people, in spite of having everything in the world, are not happy. Is it genetic karmic patterning? It is something. Help us understand both these things, GKP, as well as this thing called being interconnected.
Okay, it's all part of it is up to a person. Some of it might be, the term karma. If a person, okay, okay, let me phrase that in a positive way. If a person refrains from clearing and healing their own emotional issues, their own mental, psychological issues, their own societal concerns, if they go, yeah, I don't want to do that, they're not going to necessarily feel the connection. They are creating a blockage themselves. Okay? When I have suggested certain things to certain people, they get annoyed. I remember once, I love music, I like to dance. So before I came to Costa Rica, I lived in Florida, I lived near Fort Lauderdale. And the first Sunday of the month in Fort Lauderdale was jazz, okay? Jazz on the riverfront. So I was there all the time. Okay, listening, dancing, bringing my own food. I am vegan. I am mostly raw vegan. Okay, I've been vegetarian for 50 years. 50 years I've been vegetarian and mostly raw vegan. Mostly, not totally, mostly, okay, for over 20 years. So I bring my own food so I know I'm going to eat. And I buy organic, blah, 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 blah. And so I was sitting at this table and there were two women sitting. This was like you shared the tables over there. And I heard them talking. And one of them said she had cancer. And I'm a healer, okay? And they were talking and she was going to take chemo and all this stuff. And I said, may I say something? And they gave me permission because it was their conversation. I said, are you interested in knowing some ways to possibly be able to help you heal? They said yes. And I talked about food and diet and becoming plant-based. Some people freak out at the word vegetarian and vegan. I don't know if they're afraid of the V word. So I can play on that. We're just going to leave that alone. Okay. So I used plant-based. And one of them said to me, literally, and this was the woman that was going to need chemo, no, I couldn't do that. I'm not going to change how I eat. So she didn't. And me, who can be a little pushy when I feel something is important, I realized they're not my clients. They're not my family. I'm doing what I can to facilitate because I will do that. That's why I'm doing this, okay? They didn't want it. I had to let go. I had to heal myself in that moment to let go. I don't know what happened with them, but that was a choice. That woman chose to refrain from even looking at the possibility of changing how she ate and would rather get chemo and all of that. That is a choice. The same thing for what you were talking about, AJ, about all this stuff. Some of us, we've been here many, 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 many times in many, many, many different ways. Like I'm an Audrey right now. I'm living this, but I've lived other stuff, as have you. That's another whole conversation. And if someone is born into, say, a situation, a more warlike situation. I was born on the eve of the Second World War. Literally, when I took my first breath as a being, it was happening. So I breathed in that vibration, and not one I'm fond of, okay? So I, in my life, find war to be antiquated. It's no longer anything useful. It needs to be done with altogether. And our species needs to and is capable of upraising ourselves to create other ways of handling this. If people refuse to do that, then the rest of us have to find the peace within to bring it forth and send out peaceful, loving energy, as well as take positive actions, whatever that might mean. So in regard to why are some people this and some people that and some people the other and blah, 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 there have been inequities going on for thousands of years, thousands. the world and society and cultures is much older than most people have any clue about, in my opinion, and many others, like the pyramids all over the planet. We have pyramids all over the planet, not only in Egypt or Mexico or various other places, they're everywhere. How in the world were these things built? Most people here and now, those who are engineers, those that are architects, those that know the science, can't build this stuff the way they were built. We now, in this time, are unable to do that. So, who did it before? Should I get into conversations about the Anunnaki or any of this stuff, or who's been here before and when did they come from, and blah, 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 and what is really meant in the Bible or in the Upanishads or in any of these spiritual books? It is beyond what the, how do I want to say this respectfully, what the mainstream kind of person even conceptualizes. And I can touch on some of that if you'd like me to. So in terms of how do all of these seeming and inequities on the earth plane from the third dimension, how do they happen? From years of whatever we may have been, whatever our soul chooses to learn this time around, and our soul is on a questing journey. Everybody's soul. That's why you're here. Okay, there's no accident that somebody is born. Okay, it may look like an accident on the surface. Oh, I didn't use birth control and I got pregnant. Okay, do I recommend that as the best way? No, I do not. I am a major advocate of contraception, so that you birth babies by choice. Okay, and then if it's by choice, you have some understanding, hopefully, of the responsibility you are taking on, with or without a partner, however it may be. And when we take care of ourselves in any way and create friendships, you have to have friendships, you must have relationships to progress on this planet. And when you create relationships with people who also choose to grow and learn, and could be in areas completely different than yours. I'm taking this physics course. That's not what I studied. And I'm loving it. Is it easy for me? Yeah, not so much, but I'm intelligent. And I know how important this is. And this guy, Nassim Haramein, is a genius. And the things he's breathing forth, if any of you have ever heard of Nikola Tesla, from over 100 years ago, if
Right.
our society had adapted his inventions, we wouldn't be dealing with this. Okay, I'm going to calm myself. We wouldn't be dealing with this stuff of fossil fuels and dirty energy. But there were people with so-called vested interest, greed, and in my personal opinion, stupidity. I'm sorry, but yes, I do think that stupidity. Okay, and then we'll release that if you think it's a bad word. Okay, or very tunnel little vision, that bought up his patents and then hid them, didn't use them. This is human ignorance. And if you want to know how can people do that, I'm going to be very pointed and look at your own life, whomever you may be. Where do you have ignorance? Do you eat all the food that you know is good for you? Do you eat other food that you know isn't so good for you? Why do you do that? This is not me pointing a finger at you. This is me saying, look at your own self. Everyone knows we need exercise. Okay, there's that old expression, use it or lose it. So if we don't exercise this physical vehicle in some kind of way, okay, whatever it might be could atrophy. Find some. I love yoga. I found yoga. Okay, comes from India as far as I know. Okay, I've not yet been to India. I would love to go. Okay, I do yoga. Do I do it every day? Not quite. When I was in the States, I went to my yoga class with actual human beings. Here, I do it with a teacher online who unfortunately has perished. And if you want to find it, oh my God, Fight Master Yoga. That's her husband's last name. Great. FIGHTMASTER yoga.com. And then I'm in her happiness class. Again, it's free. If you're new, you write beginners, 15 minutes, and you'll get a slew of options. Click it and start. Okay. Do I recommend yoga? Yes. It's thousands of years in effect. And there's all kinds of yoga at this point. So that's one thing. So look at this. Are you doing the work you love? If you're not, and you're doing whatever you might be doing, and I've been there, okay, what is it you love? What lights you up? And then what are you doing to learn about that so you could take some kinds of steps towards actually creating it and then monetizing it? I'm an artist. People look at my stuff and on the whole love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. Will they take some money out of their pocket and put it on that to buy it? Some will, some won't. Okay. And if you don't have beauty in your environment, you are depriving yourself. Our body, our energetic frequency, and we are made of energy. Everything is. Okay. Everything is. We are coalesced into a physical form, which means it started moving slower to coalesce. Anyway, if we don't have something beautiful to look at, to focus on, we are depriving ourselves. Beauty itself creates new frequencies within us. And when you look at it and feel it and do something, whatever it might be, to help beautify your own self, and you don't have to do anything, okay? It's up to you, okay? I put on a little makeup because I'm on this podcast and I want to look as nice as I can. Okay. I even color my hair. I do. I like color, and the color it is now is not to my personal taste. So it doesn't mean I don't love myself. I do. I do. And all of that. It's a choice. It's a choice. Are you giving thanks? Do you give thanks every single day for being alive, for being you? Are you connecting with other people who know how to give thanks? When I grew, I don't always know what I'm going to say. When the guides give it to me, it has to come out of my mouth because I listen. When I first met, I was born in Brooklyn and years ago. And most of the people I knew then were white. And then later on, I met Black people and got to know them. And I live now an extremely multicultural life, very much so. My own daughter is biracial, which gives you a little clue, okay, to how multicultural my life is. And I love it. So when I first met people from different cultures and heard some of the music and heard, I opened up. And that's part of where my soul is. Is it what I was born? No. So you go where it is and you explore and you expand. Allow yourself to know people from many, 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 many different cultures. Do I know people from India? Yes, I do. One of my best friends is born in India, wife in Pakistan. They are a couple, okay? All of this is possible. Now, what did I leave out? Did you dance, sing, whatever it might be, move your little body or your bigger body and allow that. And do I recommend vegan? I do. I recommend, you don't have to be a vegan. You don't have to be fully plant-based. However, if you really are interested in our planet being healthy, and I recommend you have an interest in our planet being healthy because it's where we live, then minimally, 1 day a week, be fully plant-based. Minimally 1 day every single week, be plant-based and share that. And then the energy, the climate change will begin to get less and less and less and less. That has been, quote unquote, proven by science. But I'm telling it to you as a metaphysician and a clairvoyant. I know this. And if you want to see a good movie on this, and again, I didn't make this movie, go to Game Changer. If you have Netflix, go to a movie called The Game Changer. And it's about these athletes way bigger than I am, okay, 6'3", whatever they are, okay, and how their coach, I don't remember how the person got started on this, started them being vegan. And these are big, strong, tall guys and women. And when they discovered and began going vegan, their game got better. They won more games. They got stronger. And one person separately, a weightlifter, probably weighs 4 times what I weigh, and big, okay, can lift stuff that's like to me unreal. And they do it on a fully plant-based diet. They're not raw vegan. I'm mostly raw vegan. Okay, if I'm ever near a Whole Foods and they have the mac and cheese that I like, I get a little bit. That is not raw vegan. I know this, so you don't have to go, nah. I'm already telling you this and this kind of stuff. And start learning. Start learning. By the way, I love chocolate. I love chocolate. And in Costa Rica, we grow the stuff. Okay, cacao pods. Have you seen them, AJ? They're like in these kind of pod things. And when you cut them, this was a surprise to me. They have this gooey kind of stuff all around them. Who knew this? And me, I have a dehydrator because I have raw vegan equipment and it takes a while. And I make raw vegan chocolate cacao stuff. And it is delicious. I have friends who want me to make it professionally and sell it. And it's expensive to make. I mean, I use products you can't even get in Costa Rica, like dates. They're hard to get. I get them from the States. When I go to the States, I bring them back in my luggage and it's sealed, and because otherwise you can't bring it in. Okay. So yes, there are things anyone can do. And you start where you are. If you're eating what I'm going to call a mainstream American diet, which I do not recommend, it's called SAD, Standard American Diet, yuck, sorry, but yuck. And you can't all of a sudden become raw vegan. Your body won't know how to handle it. You do it bit by bit by bit by bit. So the body chemistry accommodates to the new stuff. And because our bodies, our minds, our intelligence, our awareness is programmed, so to speak, to go to the highest and the best. And we all are. As the body accommodates to this level, then it's ready for this level, then it's ready for this level, then it's ready for this level, then this level, then this level. And that's part of how we evolve.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is, so much of wisdom in your talk, in your, in the way you talk about things, in the way you are concerned about the planet, in the way you give people the chance to make their choice, and then becomes, it is up to them what choice they make. And there is much to learn about these things, Audrey. A lot of these things, people would like to know more about you, from you, and also, get your help as a transformation catalyst. So what is the best way for them to connect with you, Audrey?
Okay, I'm going to give you several ways. I do have a website. It's Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com. So definitely go there. I have three online courses that anyone can take. I'll work out payments with you. I'll work out whatever needs to be worked out. So please don't let anything like that stop you. And you can see the landing pages and stuff at Audrye Now, AudryeNow.com/morph, MORPH. Then it's audreynow.com/sex, because people can have whatever issues have happened. And then audreynow.com/ism, ISM. That's the one on healing racism, sexism, and all that kind of yuck. My phone number, and I have a US SIM card. So if you're in the States, it's free for you to call me. If you're wherever you are, I don't know how that works. But it's a cell phone. My number is 917-494-0628. Yes, I'm from New York. 917-494-0628. I do have an email. I don't look at it every minute, but if you look, send me something and say I was on AJ's show, KAJ Masterclass, I will definitely look at it and you will get a special price on anything that I do. Okay. So the email, surprise, is Audrey Now, AudryenoW at gmail.com. I am reachable. Now, if you're going to ask, do I look at everything every minute? No, I don't look at everything every minute, but I do look pretty much daily during the week. I also do a morning walk, unless it's pouring rain, in which case, no, or it's 89 degrees, I melt. And do something for yourself. You deserve it. You are entitled to it. It's your legacy. And that's it so far. AJ, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are welcome, Audrey. Today, tomorrow, this is just the beginning. There is so much to learn, and I will be in that line to learn from you. And we'll continue to talk about the audience.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you. By the way, anyone, I'm still learning. Don't think I'm not. I'm still. I mean, I look at this because the guides have told me years ago that we can live literally thousands of years, and that in this day and age, we could live to 200 or 150 if we take care of ourselves and breathe good air and blah, 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 blah. Now there are places people are calling blue zones. I call myself a fuchsia zone because I like that color, okay, a lot. And I don't know how long I'll be on this earth. I intend to be here a long time and healthy. I've got grandkids I want to see grow up. I want to see my great-grandchildren. This is very important to me. And so you can have this legacy too. You create it. You create it. You can go beyond whatever your antecedents were, take the best of what they've shown, embrace it, and move forward. Okay, nobody is limited just by that. Okay, look at Oprah Winfrey. Oh my gosh, look what she has made of herself from where she came from. Hello? So allow that to be for yourself also. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With these great words of wisdom, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you. Bye. Om Shanti.